How would you control someone else lawfully? I heard that Britney was placed on lithium. I resembled gracious stand by gracious hold up. Wow, the primary thing that it did is it obliterated my certainty. It made me the shell of who I truly am. This denotes the start of Britney Lance's. Plummet he in a real sense, kill me on the off chance that it can happen to Britney Lance's. It can happen to anybody in this country. The one sparkling star of the music business, Britney Lance's, has raised worries through her sporadic conduct via virtual entertainment. Well, Kanye, a definitive opposer of the Hollywood People Group, uncovered that lithium spoils you from the back to front. And that is what's befalling this pleasant woman. Kanye West suspects that there might be the Illuminati that got to the princess of pop. These unstable comments have set the web into a stressed furor. Keep your brains and control individuals on the grounds that the subtleties in this tea could terrify them. As of late, Candace Owens examined Britney Lance's lamentable case. Recently, Lance's recordings have turned into a web sensation, wherein she's hitting the dance floor with large, unfocused eyes. She plainly seems to be the empty shell of the lady we as a whole once cherished. Her ungraceful developments to the beats of the music can't be characterized as a dance. During her conservatorship, Britney Lance's was placed on a tremendous mixture of weighty medications. Incorporate lithium as you would envision. There's no approaching back from that. The word on the road is that her cerebrum has basically lost all touch with reality. Her strange exercises via virtual entertainment are concerning. Truly, a few of her posts were hailed for being unseemly. Candace Owens, the social extremist, trusts that it's very feasible for the tales to be valid, despite the fact that Owens is no clinical individual. She guarantees that Britney's cerebrum sweep would be a liquefied goo. Lithium is a profoundly harmful medication that stalls mind tissues. It gradually crumbles mind tissues, taking the capacity of an individual to think fundamentally. Candace made sense of that. What Britney required around then was genuine serenity. Yet they just broke her psyche into pieces. Rather, what Britney Lance's really required resembled a split, and to be away from the press and the paparazzi for a month of her existence. With like no PDA said, they put her on a webpage 5150 holds and put her on weighty prescription, despite the fact that there are no clinical subtleties on Britney's well-being. The informant of the business, Kanye West, additionally supported these cases. He made sense of that. The higher-ups likewise attempted to give these meds to him under the camouflage of therapy for depletion. His involvement in the recommended drugs is right out of a horrible. I'm truly failing to remember the specific drug that they had yet what did it do to you? The most compelling thing that it did is it obliterated my certainty. It made me the shell of who I truly am. It like turned gray over my eyes. Yet you see, Kanye has forever been extremely determined about these things, since he realizes all around well what goes on the clouded side of the business. He quickly contacted the medical clinic to explore how much poisons like lithium in his prescription. They wrongly analyzed me. And when I asked them, how much lithium did you need to put me on precisely, it took them 4 days to answer, since they were humiliated. Kanye has additionally advanced his hypothesis, saying that industry elites attempt to control everybody. And when somebody like him and Britney confronts them, they annihilate their brains to control them, basically making them slaves. He even shook the names of a few hotshots, asserting they are now in the center of Tip Top's hands. He said they have no control over me. They have some control over Shaq. They have some control over LeBron James. And they have some control over Jay-Z and Beyonce. Yet they have no control over me. It seems like it very well may be a ton of that to control damage they need to adapt and damage, well, returning to Candace, despite the fact that she's truly thoughtful towards Britney Lance's. She actually denounces her for her profane openness. Most would agree that with the condition Britney is in, she shouldn't approach the web unaided. She can't reside on her own. She can't use wise judgment. You need to comprehend that like her mind is dissolved alongside Candace. Many fans have additionally offered their viewpoints on Britney's circumstance. To some totally concur with Candace's interpretation of it. appears liable to me that the thing both of you said about Britney's cerebrum being broiled from drugs is presumably evident. I knew a woman who was on stimulant medications for a really long time as a result of awful injury in her life. And now that I think about it, she acted a ton like Britney, is of late puerile and excessively liberal, with her body miserable, while the other side with Kanye on this one, they appear to accept that her now unpredictable way of behaving is on the grounds that her body was taken advantage of so gravely in her more youthful years that she just can't adapt to that injury. Perhaps the control passed in more youthful days is becoming effective all the more seriously now. It resembles she's caught in this circle of everything they said to her. She was the point at which she initially began. She was taken advantage of so greatly early in life. Recollect her most memorable Drifter cover. And the oncoming moderately aged Britney is as yet putting together her value and ubiquity. With respect to her more youthful picture, she was controlled so seriously. I couldn't envision how the business cash machines treated her in those early stages, notwithstanding the media and the public Britney Lances. Condition was remarked on by genuine clinical estheticians. To Dr. Kali claims bipolar illness is a wave-like sickness, so it needn't bother with to be sedated constantly. The way that it's been continuous for this long upsets me on the grounds that bipolar in the event that she has it is a fluctuating sickness dislike. She's had it the whole time, and she really wants this in light of the fact that Britney is a major superstar. The clinical information should be imparted to different specialists. So the Britney's condition could be concentrated on in full detail. How regularly does Britney need proficient assistance? And other significant, clear inquiries were posed to by her. Where's the information? Where is her doctor's evaluations? How frequently is she being surveyed? Who's surveying her? What does her mental group accept is happening with her? As you most likely are aware, the sickness is simply supposed to be related with Britney. There's no proof that Britney, as a matter of fact, is debilitated. Perhaps it's a mask to fill Britney with medications to control her. It seems as though there are numerous provisos in the bipolar explanation, making an unknown source uncover to page 6 that Britney's genuinely emotional well-being status is simply known to a modest bunch of individuals, principally the ones who handle her conservatorship. No one external, the tiny conservatorship circle, understands what Britney's clinical status truly is. Assuming individuals knew Britney's genuine clinical status, I figure it would uncover that her psychological issues are definitely more extreme than individuals acknowledge. No matter what her state of mind, it isn't be guaranteed to suitable for her to be under a conservatorship. There are more amicable ways of taking care of it. Mother of two Lances was put under a severe conservatorship in 2008. Following a psychological well-being emergency. At the time, her dad, Jamie, assumed command over her funds and clinical